Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys can hear me. Testing. Quick short on soybeans, 1447. Gotta be ready to act. 1447. And it just hit target one. Just like that, one and done on soybeans. I couldn't even get the trade out. There was enough time to execute. If you were paying attention and you knew the plan, there it is, pushing down to target 2, target 3. You could use the white trailer. I was hoping we'd get into that YM trade, but it did just move through a little bit, minute or two too soon. Good morning, John. Hi, Miles. So soybeans, right there, the dark green trade. And the stop at 14. Well, just stopped out now. So if you manage to get into that, you should be flat, 1445 and a half, basically. Hey, Arizona Bob. Hi, Jeff. Meant to get in here a couple minutes early. It's always hard for me these days. It's always some little thing I got to figure out what went wrong. Maybe because I'm still using a Windows 7 machine. I don't know. Anyway, there's a long on the YM. Heads up. That will be, we'll go at 8, make it 17, 32,017. The long on that, targeting 32,059, and the stop at 31,964. It already hit the entry, so I'm adjusting it one tick beyond like I usually do if we miss the exact entry. That's one way to save a possible losing trade at times. That's why I don't panic if I don't get the trade in like instantly when it first appears. Sometimes that could save you. Like in this case, it still can go up or not. So we'll see what happens. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. Keep an eye on YM. Just checking out what happened here. So looking at crude oil, pretty good job of staying flat in here. And then finally this long trade. There's a short on the YM now, heads up. 31,989. And it is short now. Cancel the long. This is targeting 968, and the stop is at 32,018. Definitely a little bit of a choppy start with this price action. Let's open this up so we can see it. Yeah. So under pressure here, that trade stopped out. Would have been better staying with the long trade. Too bad. All right, well, we're flat now. That one stopped out. Too bad. Yeah, bummer. What is that red trade? That's got to be off the blue line, isn't it? Oh, brother. 32017. That doesn't make sense. I wonder if that red trade is just some rogue setup that I flipped on that doesn't belong there. Boy, that might be my mistake. Let me look. Oh, it's one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's right there. Huh. Something weird in here is going on. Dots to MA is 4 ticks. This did some round 13.9. Yeah, it's 4.1. I don't know exactly. That should not have printed. There's some bizarre thing going on with rounding. Yeah, that's bad luck. Okay, so the proximity of our exhaustion dots to the blue line, this would be a blue trade. I just didn't change the color. I left it at red. It's easier to see. And it should be 4 ticks away, and it was 4.1. And that was enough. I don't know why. Maybe it rounded it down. It was beyond the 4 ticks is the thing, and it ultimately the spirit of the strategy probably should not have printed that trade. But when you're dealing with code and programming, it's a shame because it eliminated the winning blue trade. It is what it is. There's another trade right there that just triggered in. 32051. And that's targeting 071 with the stop at 024. Yeah, if you have any questions about that, let me know. And I apologize if it messed you up. And then we were looking at crude here, and crude oil came up and hit money management and then 1 tick. So still needing another trade. Got short and stopped out. And then got long. But looked like it was a pretty quick trade. I wasn't watching it. Yeah, crude got in some trouble in here. So I don't know if that long trade was tradable. The winner came here, but that's already too many trades into the session. So looking at what happened, I'm just going to assume the crude session was a losing session. Let me know if you did well with it. And that yellow trade is finished. Didn't quite get to target 1. Mondays have been really good. The last few Mondays have been kind of rough. Although soybeans, what a star. That one really kicked it out of the park fast. So this trade here looks like it came back up and hit the entry on unleaded gas. Was one and done with a real nice trade. So unleaded gas, killing it right here. You can see, beautiful trade. One and done. And in case you missed what happened with soybeans, it was just a real straightforward trade, brand new setup. I mean, you could make the argument if you were able to get in to the white trade, and it's possible because, no, not really. I think it went too fast. I don't know. Either way, that was a winner too. But the green trade, definitely there was time on that. Because I remember I was calling it. It was just sitting there right on the entry long enough to take the trade. It was kind of right when we were logging in. But that's it. So soybeans was really, basically done in a minute. 1 minute, the 1 minute trader. That's what I love about that plan. And MCL, was that better, John? Clearly, because the full contract wasn't. Looking at MCL, the micro contract, which is different. You might like it better. You got the pink trade here. I don't know if you have enough time on it. It missed target. Then you got the yellow trade and definitely enough time on that. So that one went through targets 1 and 2. Is that the one you refer? Yeah, okay. I agree with that. Good. And it looks like the Ninja charts and the TradeStation charts are pretty close with these markets on centralized exchanges. They're not always perfect, but usually they're pretty darn good as far as correlating. Yeah, the pink trade was too fast. I think that was obvious. All right, so let's see. What else? Got the Russell here. I mean, this one went really fast. I don't know. 6 seconds. It's already up to here, and it never pulled back to the entry. It almost did. So that one probably not tradable. The pink trade then. So that one's still in. 1888.7. And that's a trade off of the 200 moving average. So it's not the pink trade as like what we're used to with our OSOB indicator. That's proximity to the 200 moving average. So it's just another setup in the spotlight diamond level. Those are typically good trades. They win a lot. Money management is at 1892.6. It almost got there, not quite. The stop is at 1883.7. See if that'll push through. And if anyone didn't have that one, maybe the blue, now there's a stop and reverse. And it did stop and reverse at 0.9. Stopped and reversed. 1887.9. And that one, the money management's at 1885.1, targeting 84.7, and the stop is at 1892.3. So it stopped and reversed just a few ticks below the entry. So no harm if it could get through the 50 moving average and hit a target right here at that little bit in front of the 200 moving average. Let's see if it can push through the barrier. Got some support right there. And there it is. Cha-ching. This will be a 2-in-1, 2-and-done plan. Got the long, the short a couple ticks below the long, and then hitting a nice target one. That's 35 ticks. And target 2 in sight. You want to move your stop to break even. Keep an eye on that one. We could look at the catapult version on the custom Renko as well here. Yeah, so this just depends on how long you wait. If you come right in at the open or if you wait 4 minutes, we can look at both scenarios here. doesn't really seem like there's much time to execute on that. That's one of the reasons to wait. It looks like a nice winner, but it's really just something that you can't trade. I mean, if you have automation trading for you, maybe, but you're going to pay some slippage. It was a nice trade for sure. So then you got the next one, and that's after your 4-minute wait. You had a possible short, never triggered in. You got this particular one at 8:36. And that one, you have plenty of time, and it hits target 2 for a scalp, 21 ticks. It's got the nice risk-reward ratio, so I don't mind scalping at targets 2, 3, and 4. And that's it. It's just a quick scalp and finished. This plan is so robust, some people may want to trade it more than power of quitting 1, maybe do some other, you can test other things, but you can see the next trade also scalps to target 2. And then the short gets all 4 targets. And now it's in this trade. But at that point, it's time to stop, I think. You've had four printed winners in a row there. That's with the micro, Russell, and Catapult. Just kind of running through stuff here. Haven't looked at this one yet. Pound Aussie. You have that 8:30 start time, and there's a nice short, but it's too early. So the first trade of the morning is this one, 69.72. And you can see the targets there, 5, 7, 4, 8, 3, 9, and 30. And the stop should be at 6,996. Always adjusting up around the 5s and 10s. So that one's just like watching the race of the snail brigade. And there's a faster custom Renko. We were looking at the smaller chart. I kind of like the larger time frame charts better, but this one, typically you want to wait 4 minutes on, I think, because it goes really fast. But I think you can just see quite a few good moves here. So waiting the 4 minutes puts you in, well, this one here goes a little bit too fast too, unfortunately. And this is going to spike down and hit the entry. Usually when that happens, you look at the clock, you have to drill down and see if it would have triggered in. So maybe it happened too fast, maybe it didn't. You'd have to look and see. Clearly it didn't win. But then the next one got to a target 2. Nice size target 2. 18 ticks. And whether it's 1 and done or 2 and done, I think that's going to finish you off right there. And of course, there's one more trade. That one also wins and gets to a nice size target 2 as well. 16.5. That's 16.5 points. This one was not 18 ticks. It was 18 points. Big difference. Yeah, this one prints in the calculator here. It's printing in points, not ticks. Every 0.25 is a tick. And another winner. Lots of winners here. Every now and then you get the end of the move, and then that's going to lose, but a pretty strong move in the opposite direction. So sometimes you catch a bad one, but you just stay with it because the risk rewards are really good. Still, this is a fast chart. It's only a 6-point Renko with a 2-point offset. I kind of like the slower ones more. But that's that, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. So I'm going to be out of town. I will not be able to do Wednesday's session. John, you and I, we haven't talked yet about that. I don't know if you're available or not, but I'm just letting everyone know that either we're going to cancel it, and if you've got nothing to do and feel like doing Wednesday, you're certainly welcome to do it. All right, John says yes. Okay, great. John, I'm not sure if you're getting my Slack messages. I've been slacking you, and I haven't heard back from you in a while. Anyway, okay, so I guess Wednesday is on. Thank you, John. Does anybody have any questions? Just looking at some of the Forex swing. You had the Euro Aussie come down for 199 pip. Perfect target. Just stopped out with the remainder at break even. The Pound Aussie, that one's still potentially going in our direction. The stop has moved lower. That one posted a target one for 324 pips. Go team. Looks like that can go more. We'll see if it does. Aussie yen, same thing. I know this chart looks horrible with the up, down, but literally if you go through this, there's some good winners in here. And this one was a case where it had to pull back to the long entry, which it did. Threatened to go short, but it never triggered in. Instead stayed long. It hit target one, 170 pips, and now the stop moving higher with the chance of maybe a bigger target as well. So there's been a lot of up, down, crappy price action on a lot of these Forex charts over the last couple months, but it has not been horrible for us. There have been a few losing trades here and there. Another one that's been problematic has been the Euro Pound, although it seems problematic. Yeah, there was a losing trade here, but it stopped and reversed. And then now it's pushing higher. And it's getting really close to its money management. In fact, it's so close, like missing by a hair. 8552 or 8553 is the 90% zone to target one, and it got up to 854. It's missed by like 3 pips or 2 pips or like barely. So I would say if anyone is long on the Euro Pound, to go ahead and move your stop to break even, or at least hide it, maybe behind our 250 moving average. But I would say getting to break even could be a good idea too, because it's just been this really bad flaky price action. Although it looked kind of like it's rounding out here, and this maybe it's bottoming out in here. I don't know. Anyway, there's that. US Swiss, that one's still going. That has a chance to go higher. Just hit. I mean, this was unfortunate. Just got barely wiggled into the short. I mean, sometimes worst case scenarios happen. That is exactly what that is, right? Just barely touches the entry. We call that ticking you in, ticking you out, and ticking you off. There's nothing you can do. It's just a losing trade. We were lucky to flip over, though. And, well, actually, I take that back. We're looking at a chart that has a filter off. I don't think this trade was called because that's the squeeze zone filter. And trust me when I tell you that the squeeze zone and the chop filter, even though you want to catch a trade like that cuts the loss and puts you on the winning side, what I have found over just countless trades is that those filters do make money. They're definitely, it's better to give up some winning trades sometimes because of the losing trade that will save you. It's going to be a lot more. Both the chop and squeeze filters, by and large, on most charts, are better to use than to not use. Just not in this case. So that actually was not a called trade. It was filtered out. Just didn't have it on. Euro yen triggering in. That trade just triggering in today. Long at 138.17. You can see the targets. 140.98, 42.48, 43.99. You see some big pip gains. If it could hit any of those targets, it would be great. The stop at 134.84 down here. And this is another case getting ticked into the short, barely. Although, did we? I think we might have adjusted that. I have to double check. It's possible. Maybe we stayed flat on that. I got to double check and see. Anyway, you can see that. Johnny with a question. What is the most devastating case of stop loss market slippage either you or John have ever personally? Yeah, so, I mean, the worst thing is trading into a news release. Some people forget to not do it. So what could happen is, and I would say, using crude oil as an example, because it's $10 a tick per contract, is when you get filled at the target where you want to actually exit the trade. That's probably worst case. And then you got thinner markets like unleaded gas and heating oil, and there could be some pretty bad slippage on those. I think it's always better to go into a trade with a stop limit order. I'd rather not get filled at all. So a stop limit order should prevent that. And you're either going to get your fill or you're just going to stay flat and miss the trade altogether. Sometimes exiting a trade's pretty bad too. I mean, there's times when I've exited the trade and gave back what I felt to be way too much. When you exit a trade, it's a market order. You're just kind of at the whims of the market, and there's going to be slippage. Yeah, so 6-tip on the MYM isn't happy. You have to do market orders on stop and reversals. So stop and reversals can get a little expensive, as John just explained. The reason why you don't want to stop and reverse with a stop limit order is because, and I've seen this so many times over the years, is that you'll get filled on your exit and you won't get filled on your reversing trade that ends up winning because of the stop limit order. So you really need to stop and reverse with a stop market order and pay the price. I know, yuck, but it is what it is. All right, Johnny, you too, buddy. I'm pretty much finished too, guys, unless there's questions or things you want me to cover. I don't want to just talk for the sake of talking. So we kind of went through everything. There's not much more to do here unless anyone has questions. Just an FYI for some of you who may not know what's going on or didn't hear the news, whatever. Definitely starting what I'm calling the CEO Trader Mastermind program. That's happening probably a couple weeks away from starting the first session. Yours truly is going to be Backpacktrading. I'm going to be out of town for a while, but I'll be definitely working that mastermind from abroad and from the road and all that. But if anyone wants to learn more about that, now would be the time to reach out. You can always send me an email. Troy@backpacktrader.com. All right, I don't see any other questions. If you don't mind, please hitting the like button for me. Thumbs up, it always helps. John will be here tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. This will be all you'll hear from me this week. Just looking at the calendar. Next Monday is Labor Day. We won't be in here on Labor Day. So I probably won't be seeing you guys until Wednesday, September 7th. All right, you guys, everyone have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next time.